May profits be upon you. Hey, 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 look, if you haven't already checked out the video I put out prior to this one, the weekly outlook video, where I look at the individual currency futures so that I can better gauge how to make the plays with the pairs, the Forex pairs. If you haven't seen that video, check it out first, would you please? Because that's going to give you more insight, more information, so that you can make better informed decisions when it comes to the Forex pairs. I'm looking at the futures, the individual currency futures, and judging them, their strength relative to each other. All right. Weaker with the stronger and all that good stuff. Now, we're going to take a look at the pound USD. Welcome back to my YouTube channel. You are trading with RT Money, representing Lions Den FX. Let's take a look at the RT Money Meter. The RT Money Meter tracks the rate of change over 15 weeks, each individual currency. And I update it every week. And if we're looking at the pound USD, we're going to look at the USD, which is the strongest and getting stronger from last week. It was 639, ranked number one, still ranked number one this week, 611, and June 11th, and we're at 7.65, 7.65. So it is swinging up. All right, bolstered by the news, this CPI inflation data last week. All right, bad data for the U.S. economy, but so the investment goes into the U.S. dollar, right, strengthening it. Now, if we look at the pound is on the opposite end. All right, ranked number 7 last week at minus 8.09. This week, minus 8.16. Relative no change, relatively speaking, but it's one of the weakest of the pairs, second most weakest of the pairs, and it's remained that way. Okay, so we want to put the strong against the weak, right? So we're going to look at pound USD. Let's make sure we understand that on Wednesday, I tell you, Wednesday, we will see some news. Let me see if this is it here. FOMC, that's it. FOMC interest rate decision for the US dollar. All right, that's going to be on the 15th. That's a game changer, folks. All right, that could turn the US dollar into a rocket. All right, it could give it more strength and make it move up, which would drag the pound USD, drag it down. Okay, relative to the, now you also have an interest rate decision for the Bank of England. All right, but that's not going to have the impact that FOMC will have on Wednesdays. The Bank of England is Thursday. Okay, so what am I looking at? All right, let's do a top-down analysis. Let's start with the monthly on pound USD. You can see we have chained together supply. We have a supply chain, pretty sound chain, 3 of them here, right? And we can see the downward movement since the 1st of June. Since the 1st of June, we see that we've been bearish the whole time, right? And where are we going to? We are barreling into this zone here. All right, a lot of people, support and resistance traders, will call this a zone of support, right? Give this a zone of support, and it's always support, right, until it turns into resistance. All right, but for me, for smart money traders, I'm looking at supply and demand, right? And I'm looking at price going into, from supply into demand. But where is that demand? Well, we got a zone here, all right, on the monthly. Oh, come on, man. Why would you embarrass me like that? All right, we have a zone here on the monthly. All right, we have monthly demand here, and we are charging into it. But that's not what I'm looking at. I'm going to look at some a refined version in a minute. Right now, this is the demand that we're looking into. All right, this is very similar structure to the Euro USD. See the peaks, all right? You see the flying into this demand zone here, all right? And you see the wick here, the bullish month that preceded the one that we're in right now, and we are bearishly going into and filling that wick on the Euro USD. All right, on pound, we have a wick. All right, we had buyers come in, step in when it hit this demand zone, and price is now filling that wick. Okay, let's go to the weekly. All right, so we're bearish. We're bearish on the monthly. If we go to the weekly, we can see the price action a little more clearer. We see that price kind of dribbled its way down with lower lows and lower highs, right? We made this low, we came back up after breaking this low here that as a structural point. All right, price returned to impulse here, double topped it, and then broke down, breaking that low. All right, we have a descending correction to this impulse here. All right, and price just continued down. It didn't even pull back, didn't even give a good pullback. All right, it did return to the breakout point though. That's important to see. All right, we retested there, and then it fell even more. This is the biggest correction that we can get. This is the biggest pullback that we can get. All right, now what I want you to do is look to the other side. Have we been breaking demand zones? Yes, yes, we are breaking demand zones here. All right, what is that telling us? Who's in control? Supply is in control. Demand is not in control. All right, here in this higher time frame zone of demand, currently demand is controlling, right? But we have bearish order flow going into this. All right, do I foresee a reversal here? No, I don't, because of all this bearishness. All right, I am bearish on this time frame, and that is bearish order flow. All right, where was the last break of structure? All right, I'm looking at these breaks here. All right, I'm looking at this pivotal break here. All right, we are barreling down, so I'm not bullish. Okay, all right, I'm bearish. All right, and look how deep price penetrated into this demand zone. All right, do I think this low is going to get taken? Yes, I do. I do. All right, because we are close to taking it already. So that's where I'm at now. There is a larger demand here, a larger demand zone here. All right, and we'll take a closer look at that on the next time frame, on the daily. All right, if we look at it on the daily, we can refine this zone. All right, now, right now, we can refine the zone that we're in, the demand zone that we're in here. All right, I want to take a good look at this. All right, yeah, I'm gonna refine it to this here. Price came back for a mitigation and then popped it up. We pulled back into it and popped it up. So I like this zone. I like where it's at. Okay, and we'll see how long it holds. All right, down here, you know, we see that price had created this low here. All right, but this was a big old wick here, right? We come back down here. So this is the zone that I would be looking at. From here to here. I do. Come on, man. What just happened to my zone? Somebody stole my zone. All right. So I would be looking here. All right. I like this. I like this as a target for a longer trade. All right. Now, what I fear is these areas here. All right, because this is a refined zone. All right. I look at this. I look at these. All right. Those areas here could serve to push price up, but I like this spot here. All right. No, these things are subjective. Okay, so if price, you see how price did it? You see what price did over here? We made a low, a lower high, pulled back, all right? A lower low, then we broke that high, just like in the euro, all right? So we should be bullish here, right? After a break of structure, what do I expect? A return to impulse, of course, all right? The impulse could be here or here. This is a decisional, this is the originating order block, all right? The originating zone of demand, all right? We have broken this low. All right, that's a bearish move. I don't look at this one as inducement for this one. All right, I don't. I think this is going to come down lower, maybe pull back to this breakout zone. All right, and then flush this demand zone. That's the way I think it. That's exactly how I think about this zone. All right, I don't see price reversing here. This is a break of structure for sure, but because we didn't go past it, we went past it and we got a close, but it wasn't a strong close. It wasn't a strong bullish candle that said, hey, I'm definitely intending on going up higher. All right. You know, I would be looking, I like to look at this as a change of character on the daily. All right. And it does qualify for a change of character on the daily, but it's weak to me. So we'll see how price reacts when it gets down here. But what am I looking for up until Wednesday? Of course, I'm looking for price to be set up for the big boys, right? I'm looking for a pullback or sideways, a sideways moving market, all right, until Wednesday, where I think price becomes heavy, and then rounds down. That's the way I'm thinking. All right. So I'm looking for the pullback. I'm looking at this area here as a breakout zone. Got it? All right. You see how price acted through here. All right. Using it as support here, resistance here, resistance, support. And then we broke through. I'm looking for a retest in that area. I'm hoping that price comes back to the breakout zone and comes back and gets me. All right. Now, what would definitely help is if there is a good reason for price to come back there. All right. A zone of demand would be more than a little bit helpful. All right. But I like this area here because this looks like a breaker to me. Looks like a bearish breaker because you see how price flushed through this thing. All right. This was a zone. This was a demand zone at one point. Yeah. All right. And I can extrapolate it this way. You know, I can extend it this way. This was a zone of demand. Price made its way through it. I'm looking for price to pull back at some point and come back and test the last supply, excuse me, before it broke this zone. All right. Also, because it didn't pull back, all right, we had this little baby pullback here. I'm looking at that I'm eyeing that hard. All right. We might see price reject from here because there's not enough lift, not enough buyers to bring it all the way back up here. We might see it bring it back here and then come down. I'm looking again at any pullback as an opportunity to take a short. Any pullback is an opportunity, a bear flag, if you will, to take a short down. Okay, I'm not too keen on taking buys here. from this point. I needed to hit a zone. All right, there's a zone down here. Check this out. Check this out. You see how it worked here, repelling price as support here. We're finally forced through, come back, and then it acts as resistance. Then we finally get through. Here we come again. All right, maybe we get price to interact at this level, pull back up, and by Wednesday we can take that short. Maybe that might be our scenario. Maybe that might be our scenario. But I need to know, you have to know something. All right, I am not a support and resistance trader. All right, I am a supply and demand trader. Is there demand here? Price didn't break this for no reason. The only reason why price changes direction is because of supply and demand zones, not support and resistance. So support and resistance sometimes is in the same place. Other times, no. All right. Support and resistance is very different from supply and demand. All right. When demand, you see a demand zone here. All right. And price runs through it. We don't look for price to repel price back down the other way if it comes back. Like it's supply now, we get through it now, it's resistance. All right. If look how reliable it is. If supply and resistance, if I was a supply and resistance trader, I would be looking for shorts here and I would have got caught out there. Right. That's not the point of this. I look at it as sensitivity areas, right? And I'm looking for demand zones or supply zones there. Here is a demand zone. It's that simple. All right. We have a demand zone here. All right. And I'm looking for price to interact with that. I don't know what I just did up there. I have no idea. Unflagged. I don't want it flagged. All right. I'm looking for this demand zone quite possibly to be hit, a 4-hour demand. All right. And the price comes down here and pulls back. I'm looking for that pullback to be about here because this is about, from this impulse down to here is about 50%. As long as it gets above that 50%, this is where I start looking for price to take shorts. Okay, I talked enough about this thing. Talked enough. Okay, so I don't why is it taking so long? I'm not even pressing the button now. Why? Okay. Okay. All right. It does this in front of company. I don't know why. So I'm looking for that price action over there. Any pullback, I'm looking for a short. All right. If it comes down here, I will take a long from here, a counter trend trade short, which is not as high probability. But if I look down, once it comes into contact here, I'm going down to the 15-minute so I can look for a change of character. And if I can catch that, I will take a long to the short setup. You understand? I will take the buy to sell. All right. And I'll be looking here first. All right. If it comes all the way up here, that's even better. All right. But, I'm going to look here first. All right. I hope that you enjoyed this video. Smash the like button. If you do, that will encourage me to make more videos. All right. Do subscribe. All right. I suggest that you subscribe and hit that bell icon so you can catch all of the updates on time. All right. As soon as I put them out, you'll get that notification. Also, leave a comment, man. Leave a comment. I wonder what your opinion is of support and resistance trading versus supply and demand. All right. I'm not talking about order blocks and all that kind of stuff. I'm talking about supply and demand, plain and simple, structural, just reading the structure, reading the price action and going by that. All right. Sensitivity areas are good, but only in a confluence context, in the context of confluence, I should say. All right. All right. I'm leaving 2 videos on your screen right now. Those are the 2 prior videos I put out, the Euro USD breakdown and the Outlook video that you definitely want to check out. I'm putting them on your screen right now. Enjoy those. I will see you in the next video. Thank you. for sharing a couple of minutes with old RT Money.